What's up, Union Arena players? This is Kyle D, better known as Unionversity, and today we're going to be covering the Phantasm Games 4.25% box event. They were going to host a case event if it got up to the certain requirements, but only 10 players showed up. So without further ado, though, we have at least the top 4 for you guys to enjoy for some data. So without further ado, let's get in the video. So for all you players that don't know, Red Riot Games sponsors this channel a bit. If you guys want, there is a $2,000 event happening February 8th, 2025. If you guys are in the Canada area or you want to drive up to go play a major event, 64 player cap and $40 entry, pre-reg is 30, check in by 2 p.m. Round 1 starts at 3 p.m. So it gives you some time to really think about if you guys want to travel up to Canada and, you know, get into this major event. But if you guys need some singles or anything like that, they do sell them as well. Not that one. Where is it? Singles. So if you need cards for code Geass, they do have plenty of cards to go around. And they constantly keep this up to date, so you have a shot at getting some cards. Especially if you're in Canada, it definitely helps out. Or if you guys want something other than TCG player, this will do it. So, but they will also be having Demon Slayer on release, everything like that. So it'll give you a chance to get product if you guys are a little bit further out. They do ship with UPS and FedEx and everything else. So hopefully that's enough to get you guys in. So if you take a look here, we had Phantasm Games about a quarter box event finished. This is basically entry was $30, included 1 Wave 1 winner cards, 1 Judge pack, 2 Wave 1 AP packs, 3 Wave 2 AP packs, 2 Wave 2 tournament participation packs. So not a bad thing, you know, you got some pretty good entry product this time. And I'm really happy that they definitely stepped up their game from their last event. And you have 10 players. First got 2 boxes. You know, second place got 1 box. Third got 5 packs. Third got 3 packs. And 6 through 10 got 1 pack. So not a bad turnout, you know. We have some great information to go off of. So the top 4 finish was, you know, we had Winter's first place list with Ashford Academy. Then you had 2. Second place was a deck built by Bobby, and another pilot took it, and they took purple code Geass, and then Ken took his purple, you know, code Geass and got 3rd place with it, and then Bobby took his Ashford Academy and got 4th. They're going to be all a little bit different, which is kind of cool to see some variety. So let's take a look at some information here. Is that if we take a look here at Winter's list, Winter went with a more aggro approach and focused strictly on no AP extensions. So if you start noticing a little bit on the gamble of Ashford Academy, they don't use their AP extensions. They'll use cards strictly, just use Ashford Academy and House of Horrors, because if they can combo and get Suzaku by turn 1, I mean by the second turn when they can just swing in massive amount of damage, they can take 3 life very comfortably if there is no removal right off the bat. So keep that in mind, that they'll take out 3 life without breaking a sweat. But then you have like Ashford Academy that'll help restand your stuff, and the deck can snowball and become the nuts really comfortably. Very few decks actually compete with this crazy shenanigans of speed, and that's because unless you can remove their threats early on, which not many decks can, they are all 3000 DP or less. The only cards that aren't is basically Suzaku. So keep that in mind. Like, purple has a good time dealing with this, and Colin's just basically able to be restood with Suzaku's skill because of the ability. It's a 3000 DP, you know, card when it swings. So it becomes 4000 DP when it's swinging, but Suzaku's skill makes it so it can be targeted because of that 3000 DP or less on the field. Switch it to active. So it's just good information to understand. You have the House of Horrors, you have School Festival, which is a new addition to the deck because it's going to help get you a +2 if you get into this card. That's not bad. A +2 very comfortably because your whole deck is Ashford Affinity. That's not bad, especially that's like a pot of greed. Basically, you're digging up to 4 cards, you'll get a piece that you need. The only thing that'll suck is like if you get House of Horrors, all 4 House of Horrors right off the bat off of this card. But that variety is very slim to none. So just keeping this in mind. I mean, with Nonali's ability to give something impact and plus 1000 DP makes it really scary because all you have to do is like boost up. I mean, what? You would boost up one of these small fries that are like 2000 DP to 3000 so Suzaku can swing a couple times. I mean, again, even if you didn't need to, you could easily just make Colin the biggest 5k impact swinger, and you know, you don't get to restand it because of Suzaku's skill, but you know, restrictions are 3000. But the deck is very, very aggressive and can really get your opponent down to no life pretty quickly. Then we do have Purple Code Geass. This one decided to go a little bit different than most lists. We do have 2 Lelouch Lamperouche. This one is the 2 AP, you know, when sideline draw 2 cards. And then you do have the Colin that basically, if you played not a Colin, you have C2 that basically is when played draw a card. Then if you use a 2 AP this turn, draw a additional card. I mean, even at worst, if you're just hard playing this is great value, you know. Then you have this Colin here that's basically look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 card with Giran in its name among them, add it to your hand, place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. Again, great for if you're seeing a lot of Ashford Rush. You want to get to your Girans as fast as possible because then you can remove threats very comfortably because a lot of them aren't above that threshold of 4000 DP. So they're all little weenies that you can just easily pick off. I like that they went with only 3 United States of Japan. It seems like people are starting to cut these down and just be a believer of only needing 3, which is not a bad idea because then it gives you another body to work with, and sometimes that extra body is all you need, you know. But you know, Giran Mark II, you know, one that's forces block, the other one is just remove a threat and it just gain impact. They'll just keep pinging damage. And then Gawain is just a crazy nutty card. The more Gawains you see, the better off you are. Any 4k with 2 Gawains on board aren't blocking that turn, so you get an easy peasy 2 damage in. So just keep that in mind. Then we do have none other than another. This is Ken's list. Let's just fix that, Ken. So taking a look at it, Collins, you have C2, you know, max rarity flexing 2 is always fun to see and take a look at. Is playing 4 and 4 of the Girans, and they are on a 4 of United States of Japan. Like sometimes I don't even feel like I need this card, and that might be the only condition why I remove it is bring it down by 1, is because I've won without seeing it. It's a great card, but you just kind of hold it towards the end just to extend when you need it to just deal with threats. Again, it depends on your board state, what you're trying to do. So taking a look though, 1 Lelouch Lamperouche of the super rare variety of being able to, you know, it draws 2 cards, you know. But the fact that this character can't be blocked by 3500 or more DP, sometimes you can get small chip damage as well. So if they have only big bodies, so it's a good kind of round way, because if you combo it with this one, it makes it so that the only thing that can block it is, you know, 3000 DP, which is really bad for a lot of decks to deal with. So taking that into account, you know, just a possibility here. But having 4 Girans is probably a smart way of going about things. Then we do have Ashford Academy, no AP extension as well, but teched in Shirley. Shirley's in here for a draw card and then place 1 of those cards from your hand into the sideline. So she's just a good raid, you know, draw a card, trash a card, and then when played, it adds up to 1 event card from your sideline to your hand. So what'll happen is basically you're just trying to get House of Horrors back, which is nothing wrong with the way you want to do it, because the 0 cost Shirley going into this Shirley is not a bad trade-off. You know, that extension, even if you just kept it in your energy line and you just didn't really move it up, she's really solid in the energy line because she's just going to filter you every single turn. And filter, sometimes you just need to draw to get to your pieces, because really what you're trying to get into is a Nonali or a Suzaku as soon as possible, because that Suzaku is going to restand, do all its shenanigans very quickly. So just keep that in mind when it comes down to stuff like this, that you could easily win if you have the right setup, you know. And if you kind of start noticing here, Red's removal trigger sucks, to be honest with you, but what I noticed here is 4, 7, and then 11 restand triggers, which is not bad actually, because this can make it so you can at least block an extra attack, because sometimes if your opponent is able to just grind away a little bit of your life, you'll easily lose quickly because of that. But I like that they went with a different approach for it. Shirley is a definitely unique approach, because the House of Horrors definitely helps out. You know, if your opponent knows how House of Horror works, you can easily counteract it, but just good to know how that goes. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed this breakdown. Remember, Red Riot Games, they definitely help out for you guys to enjoy for future events, and that 2K is around the corner. So hopefully you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.